So, Michael, when Bob Shank and I met with our wives' permission on Christmas Eve morning at a Starbucks, and we said, let's do this together, I never kind of thought what a great thing it would be to think about with you how you have kind of been involved in the master's program, you've been involved in Convene, so you're kind of a bit of a poster child for both of us, but maybe just talk about what some of that has meant for you and maybe what Convene's meant for you, what the master's program has meant for you as somebody involved in both things.
Well, I'd say that in one word, I would use transformational. Convene and the master's program have helped transform my marriage, my relationship with our children, and our business. I've been going to church my whole life, but church doesn't always do a great job on teaching you how to apply the biblical principles to the marriage, to the family, and to the business. And through the master's program and Convene, there's been a lot of application that's taken place in my life.
Sweet. And maybe we should let them in on where you're located because we forgot to do that.
I'm in Sacramento in Convene Group 52.
Woo-woo. So when it's 100 degrees in Orange County, it's 110 in Sacramento or something like that. So talk a little bit about kind of there was this moment that your chair, the person who leads your Convene group, had this little moment with you where he looked at your calendar. That sounds a little over the top. Maybe tell me what happened.
Yeah, it was probably my second one-on-one meeting with Marcus Bigelow, and I've been struggling with balance in my life probably since I was a kid, and it's just gotten worse. And I had an older, wiser man share with me when he heard all the things I was involved in, 4 Bible studies, 3 marketplace ministry deals, and a Rotary group, that I had what he referred to as new believer syndrome, which is if it was God, church related, I jumped in with both feet. I have that all-in personality.
Wow.
And so he challenged me. I had 8 recurring things, and he said, by Friday, I'd like to see you get out of 3 or 4 of these things.
Wow. So 8 things.
Yes.
And he said, get rid of 3.
Yes.
What was that like for you?
It was hard because I don't like to let people down, and the people that lead these groups are important to me. But I prayed about it, and within 30 minutes, I had clarity from the Holy Spirit, the groups I needed to get out of. I quickly called my wife, told her the challenge that Marcus gave to me, and asked her which groups she thought I should get out of. She listed the same 4, and so the decision was made.
Oh, my goodness. How do you feel now?
Oh, fantastic. I've been working on saying no the last 2.5 years, and the men and women in my group have helped hold me accountable to doing that.
All right. Now, of course, there's nobody who could resonate with that in this room. You're the only one who's doing too much.
I'm sure that's the case.
But there was this kind of change in your business kind of at the same time. Some big sea changes happened. Talk about that.
Yeah, about 2 years ago, we had the opportunity to bring on 2 partners. I had a 50-50 partnership with a good friend of mine. We have a wealth management firm, and there were 2 gentlemen at a large community bank who were looking to make a move. One was the chief investment officer, the other was the president of private banking. And it was a huge opportunity for us. And through working with the men and women in my group over a 6-month period, they helped with this transition. And through their prayer and advice, we took these partners on last March, and in the last year, our assets under management have gone from 90 million to 270 million. We've gone from 1 office to 3 offices, and the head count's gone from 5 to 11 people. And I couldn't have done it without the people in my group. So.
Wow. So you cut things back, and then the things that mattered increased?
Amazing. It's kind of that pruning.
Whoa.
It's not fun when you're being pruned, but there absolutely is a lot more fruit at the end of that.
Wow. So looking back, was it a good thing to do?
Oh, it was fantastic. Absolutely amazing. And what God has done to bless the business has been incredible.
Now, before the 8 things you were doing, the 8 recurring things on your calendar,
Yes.
you were more you were more alone and not really in things before that come to faith moment. Maybe there's somebody out there who would be interested in a conference, came to a conference, sounded like a good thing, be with people who are similar, but they are actually alone. They're not in the master's program, they're not in the Barnabas group, they're not in Convene, they're just kind of here. But they're by themselves, they're not in an accountable peer group of any kind. What would you say to those people?
I would say that being isolated is very dangerous. And I know it was very difficult for me when I joined Convene because I've always been a person that's kind of done things on my own. And the idea of opening up about business and family, it was difficult to be vulnerable. But in doing that, the wise counsel that I gained from my group was absolutely invaluable. So I would highly recommend Convene to anybody that owns a business or is a CEO of a business.
Great. And I was in your group the other day, and you guys have some tough love.
Oh, we sure do.
It was great. It was good. I wasn't too easy on you either that day, was I?
No, well.
I apologize. But take us to this other thing that happened. Not only were you doing things in Sacramento, but you said that you felt like there were some things happening in Cambodia that got your attention, and it had to do with jobs and human trafficking. And we're going to watch a video clip on that. Just give us a quick few seconds of a setup, and then we'll watch the video.
Yeah, well, one of the guys in my group is Ken Peterson. He's right out here in the middle. And Ken started 3 Strands, which is a nonprofit that creates jobs for girls and women in Cambodia. And it's amazing what God has done through 3 Strands. These are the bracelets that the women make. But we were led to go over there in January with the purpose of creating jobs so that there are alternatives for parents to sell their children into sex trafficking, and also alternatives for women to voluntarily sell themselves.
Wow. So you actually did go with a business plan and a briefcase.
Yes, we did.
Maybe not the same color T-shirt. Why don't we watch the clip?
Amazing, yeah.
There's a ministry in Cambodia called AIM, Agape International Missions. Don and Bridget Brewsters were the founder of it. And I went to Don and I said, Don, what do you need? He said, Ken, we need jobs. So we created 3 Strands initially, creating a line of bracelets that these girls hand make and pays them 3 to 4 times what they could earn in Cambodia.
I wanted our Convene team to somehow use their talents that God has given them for kingdom purposes.
I was just inspired. I wanted to go and figure out how I or we as a company could make a difference.
We went over there and looked at the existing operations that AIM runs, as well as other business opportunities. It was incredible because it was the most full-service nonprofit that I had ever seen.
One of their challenges is figuring out how to equip their leadership team to keep up with the demands of the organization as it grows.
And we spent the rest of the week talking about how we could build upon the infrastructure that's already been built.
We met the Secretary of State that was in charge of foreign direct investment, and he was very interested in wanting to help us.
Got to visit with all these young ladies who have been rescued and see the joy in their faces, and really that's what counts.
In that much brokenness, you just get a much clearer sense of the love of Christ and how it can change someone's heart. You could see it in the eyes of those girls who actually got it.
It was just one of the most amazing experiences I've ever encountered in my life.
Companies are going to come and go, positions are going to come and go, but changing lives is going to have eternal significance.